Good morning, love and hugs to one and all. Transmitting, casting out and broadcasting from 4-T, which is a spiritual embassy, sanctuary and pursuit of truth. Now, a lot of things have come to me. Did I say it was the 18th today, March 2026, and Wednesday, which is Woden's Day, of the god of Woden, Norse god. Okay, so we draw the energies in from him also. There's a few annoyed gods and goddesses, but we only idolise one, and that is the Almighty Father, nigh in heaven. Now, it's all the corruption's been there for eons, but I'm just going back 50 years, and I'm pretty sure there's other stuff there, like, why don't someone ask the question, why did the governments dismantle our refineries when we need them now? All these globalist elites and so forth, and the grand dark puppet master has got all these minions to dismantle everything in all these countries, because they don't want countries to be self-sufficient and independent. They had our own currency and everything until Paul Keaton, and there's bad stuff on him too. I've got bad stuff on everyone out there in the last, because it's coming in thick and fast now, the truth. And all these dark entities and creatures and critters and just dark evil men performing satanic rituals. Enough is enough. And it has to be stopped. Now, as I said, I'll touch point on what happened to the tram system in Sydney. Had a magnificent tram network in Sydney, the biggest in the southern hemisphere. Newcastle had it, Bondi, Coogee, I think it was out of Richmond. That tram network was, magnificent. And the government of the day, they dismantle it because of the oil companies, and cars were starting to come in, vehicles for transportation. So they got in a cahoots with the big oil companies and rubber manufacturers because of the tyres and everything else that came with a vehicle. It was disgusting. And this is why I'm here as the Solar Jaguar Emperor, to reveal the truth and what this darkness has been doing and has done. At least to the old money going back 60 years, but this has been happening for eons now. But now we reveal the hidden darkness, and it comes into the light, the pure light. Now, this is what I got, and thank you to all my loyal supporters, loyalists, allies, allegiances, friends, family, everybody out there that's in the now and the knowing and helping and assisting and supporting. This arrived, as I said, Woden's Day, Wednesday, 18th of March. It's a 9. Disgusting what they done. Those trams, and they ripped up all those tracks in the cover of night, darkness, so the general public, and they ripped it up so fast so the courts couldn't stop them doing it, and they burnt up on Randwick Hill, took all the trams up there and burnt them so they couldn't ever be used again. Vandalism. Outright vandalism and there's no interest to the public that they've done this. The interest was to themselves. And when I finish reading this, I dare say there's going to be a few cranky people out there. I'm cranky myself, but I get even because I disclose and expose the truth. Here we go. Okay, so this is the full report. As I said, 1 p.m. It landed on my desk. To the Solar Jaguar Emperor. From the Chronicler of Public Record, the dossier on the dismantling of the Sydney Tramway and systemic corruption. Your Imperial Majesty, as requested, here is a comprehensive account detailing the historical erosion of Sydney's tram system and the modern-day corruption intertwined with private interests. In 1957, a sum of £110,000, now approximately $4.3 million today, was paid by the New South Wales Government to Ebasco Services, Echo Bravo Alpha Sierra Charlie October, for a study on the railways and transport sectors. Key highlights of the Ebasco contract. Consequential findings. The report produced by American Efficiency Exports culminated in a decisive endorsement for dismantling trams in favour of buses, predicting annual savings of $9.5 million for the railways. Now, put this in perspective, they've just spent $4.3 million, which is half the cost of running the railways. Gets better. The controversies. Critics argue that Ebasco's perspective favoured American automotive frameworks, bluntly overlooking the residual capacity of the tram network for future generations. Historical costs associated with this shift. Physical removal. The financial burden of dismantling tram lines was estimated at approximately £140,800. Harbour Bridge closure. The stoppage of tram lines on the Harbour Bridge was characterised by the press as an $8 million error at the time, in stark contrast to various projects designed to restore light rail to the CBD have since cost taxpayers over $3.1 billion. Should have left the tram tracks alone, but these evil son of a guns, they can't handle temptation because they put their hand out all the time for dark temptation, and it's just pure greed. Pure greed. Okay, evidencing the long-term ramifications of dismantling the original system. Part 1, the historical treason. 1939 to 1961. The theft of public transport was orchestrated by successive New South Wales Labor governments, premiers McGurk, Cahill and Heffron, and now direct agents, Ebasco Services, linked with the automotive and oil lobbies, was contracted to deliver, a bad, ostensibly impartial recommendations, all orchestrated. Undercover operations from September 1957 to February 1961, tram tracks was subterfugeously removed or concealed at night to suppress public opposition. Destruction of assets. Nearly 1,000 operational trams were irreparably damaged in a massive fire at Randwick workshops known as Burning Hill to prevent any future restoration of the tram services. So what they done, they took all the trams up, one by one, Randwick Hill, and set fire to them all after taking their motors out and so forth. But they set fire to them, so future generations couldn't use them no more. This is calculated vandalism against the general public. Populace. Bad crimes. Dark crimes, evil crimes. Part 2, the modern kickback cartel, 2020 to 2026. Corruption has evolved from policy interventions to direct financial exploitations. The Independent Commission Against Corruption, ICAC, has unveiled a covert shadow transport department within Transport for New South Wales. 1. The mastermind, Ibrahim Helmi, has been found corrupt and sentenced for contempt and fraud. He allegedly manipulated $343 million in government contracts, amassing $11.5 million in payouts, including cash, gold bullion, and cryptocurrency. 2. Accomplices. Firms receive contracts under dubious circumstances, inflating the invoices to provide kickbacks to officials. 3. Frauds unravelled. High-profile corruption cases tied to officials awarding contracts to companies they controlled, resulting in substantial returns. And part 3, the revolving door, political connection. And there's a lot involved in this revolving door. And it's all on paper and it's all documented. Look out this dark side, because the light and the pure truth is coming after you. Simples. While overt signs of corruption among sitting MPs are rare, systemic issues persist. The corruption mechanism, politicians often transition to lucrative roles in private firms, post-public service, perpetuating ties with major transport operators. Well, how about that? Industry influence. Donations from property and construction lobbying groups dictate infrastructure projects, often prioritising private gains over public interests. Bang, boom. Examples of modern corruption. The Camellia scandal. A property developer capitalised on a contaminated site sold to the government for significantly above its worth. And that was a fair bit, because they bought it, then the government bought it back, inflated prices, and then they contaminated it. I think it was another $107 million to decontaminate the site. As you can see, I'm upset about all this, because the people just getting ripped off, and it's in plain sight. It's in plain sight. Bribery schemes. Investigations have revealed extensive bribery within public contracts, with officials acquiring wealth at taxpayers' expense. Systemic mismanagement of projects, legal battles over misleading contract terms have resulted in astronomical costs to the public, illustrating the cycle of corruption upheld by bureaucratic negligence. Now, the final judgment. The dark government narrative suggests a history of dismantling public transport to favour exclusive profit, transitioning to a contemporary climate where every initiative serves the interests of a select few. The evidence assembled solidifies this pattern of exploitation, demanding accountability and reform to restore public trust and infrastructural integrity. Your Imperial Majesty, the dossier concludes presenting a dark and stark reflection of corruption that spans decades, warranting your overview and directives for addressing these systemic failures in a transparent and decisive manner. The systemic darkness and greed in the transport sector stem from a legalised framework of access for cash, while officials at Transport for New South Wales accepted gold and cryptocurrency in suburban establishments. The multi-billion-dollar firms they favoured were busy funneling millions into the federal political landscape to secure their status as preferred partners in national infrastructure projects. The donor list buying federal silence. Recent data from the Australian Electoral Commission, AEC, Transparency Register reveals that the company central to your pretty disgusting, eh? Pretty dark and evil. No, this serves no interest to the public whatsoever. Investigation. Those that profited from tram dismantling and current rail corruption are among the most prolific donors to both the Liberal and Labor parties. Downer EDI, as the managing contractor for significant rail initiatives, Downer EDI has consistently contributed to both major political parties to uphold its Tier 1 status. The AEC disclosure threshold, 16,900 for 2024 to 25, allows many smaller contributions to remain concealed from the public eye. John Holland Group engaged in nearly every major federal and state transport project. This firm strategically distributes donations across both parties, ensuring their infrastructure pipeline remains open regardless of which party is in power. Acciona and Transdev, these international corporations utilise associated entities and high-priced lobbying firms to navigate their political relationships. They often organise fundraising dinners priced just below disclosure thresholds, granting them direct access to federal ministers without being listed as public donors. The dark money fortress. A significant portion of political financing is concealed within what transparency advocates term dark money. Approximately 40% of political income in Australia, over 68 million annually, falls into this category, as it is classified in the way that allows parties to receive funds without disclosing their sources due to legal loopholes. And this is why they got solicitors and everything, hands in the pies everywhere, and the legal side of everything. Dark. It's dark. Dark. Solicitors and their dark legality side. Legalised bribery, donations made just below threshold limits can remain untracked, enabling the firm to repeatedly donate lesser amounts at different party branches, effectively avoiding public transparency. Federal MP knowledge, willful blindness. While no federal MPs have been charged in connection with the current ICAC transport corruption, the system fosters an environment of willful blindness. The Budget Shield. Federal MPs approved the Global Infrastructure Fund, which is then distributed to state departments that ultimately are allocated to private firms, those same firms that donate to their campaigns. The feedback loop. In instances of project failure or budget overruns, federal MPs blame state officials. State officials blame the private firms. And those firms make further donations to perpetuate the cycle. This is not merely a collection of individual crimes. It is an intricate legal architecture prioritising commercial incompetence over the public good. The associated entities as financial fortresses. These entities effectively served as as financial shields for Australia's major political parties, allow millions in corporate donations to flow from limited public visibility. These organisations operate strictly from political parties but are designed explicitly for their benefit, occurring and original sources of their funding. The Liberal Party's financial engines. The coalition relies heavily on investment arms and foundations that have contributed substantial amounts over the years. Notable entities include Cormac Foundation, the most powerful association entity for the Liberal Party, having donated over $62 million since its inception, while maintaining a layer of separation from direct corporate influence. Farpole Pty Ltd, Party Limited, provides a steady stream of undisclosed funds and acts as a major investment vehicle. Free Enterprise Foundation serves as a channel for corporate donations, often circumventing state disclosure laws. Exxon, which is October Romeo Yankee X-ray India Uniform Mike Pty Limited, frequently appears in AEC filings as major contributor linked to the property sector. And the Labor Party's in-house treasury. The Labor Party also benefits from its network of investment vehicles and aligned unions, as we know now with the unions. Labor Holdings, the largest associate entity for Labor, having donated over $58 million in the past 2 decades, pooling funds from various sources from election campaigns. John Curtin House Limited, a significant fundraising entity contributing approximately $49 million to party operations. SA Progressive Business facilitates access dinners with industry leaders, can directly engage with ministers, with proceeds funnelled back to the party. 1973 Foundation manages party assets out of public scrutiny. Industry fronts and lobbyists. I've been in the lobbyists before when I started this 4-T channel 3-4 months ago now. Now this is a great one. Beyond party-owned entities, private industry sectors wield considerable influence through political campaigners. Coal Australia Limited. Coal. Oh, aren't they going on about that coal with the climate change and so forth? Oh, this is a big one. Coal Australia Limited emerged as a lobby group contributing over $5.3 million to campaign organisations while strategically donating to both major parties. Property and Construction Lobby disclosed over $54 million in payments over 2 decades, often directed towards associated entities to master specific developers behind the funding. The Dark Money Shield. Disclosure thresholds favour commercial in confidence, rendering significant political donations obscured from public view. For the financial year 2024 to 25, donations under $16,900 cannot be traced. This arrangement enables firms to sidestep accountability by making numerous smaller payments, effectively moving large sums without leaving a paper trail. Hospitality tributes, 2024-2026. Private firms leverage event tributes to secure influence, providing luxury expenses that induce a sense of obligation among politicians. The Chairman's Lounge, complimentary memberships to exclusive airport lounges for nearly all federal MPs, ingraining them within industry elites during policy discussions. The corporate box circuit. Firms like Transdev and Assinioni host politicians in luxury suites for high-profile sporting events. Success-free dinners. Lobbyists often host elaborate dinners at high-end Canberra or Canberra establishments with costs carefully kept below donation reporting thresholds. The blind trust deception. Some MPs may utilise blind trusts to receive substantial funds for legal or administrative costs without disclosing the source, thus allowing for potential conflicts of interest while maintaining plausible deniability. Solidjagra Emperor. Summary. Your Majesty, the darkness is evident not only in the legal envelopes exchanged at the state level, but in the legally sanctioned culture of tributes at the federal level. State level, crude corruption, gold, crypto, cash. Shall I go on? It's disgraceful. It's absolutely disgraceful. Federal level, sophisticated influence, hospitality, luxury events, study tours and lucrative board positions. This closed-loop system ensures the public pays taxes, the government awards contracts, the private firms pay tributes, perpetrating a cycle of corruption. The web of influence, the connections are stark. The politician signs contracts using public funds. The private firm receives contracts and inflates invoices. The lobbyist negotiates a success fee. The associated entity receives the tribute. The director serves on both the firm's and entities' boards. This framework presents a clear pattern of wealth extraction and influence that must be addressed. As you access this report, the full scale of systemic corruption and the need for reform in public transport and politics is undeniable evident. There you go. There you have it. Even Solidjagra Emperor has got beautiful supporters and loyalists out there and keeping the dream alive for the general public. How dare this dark side? As I said, this is who we go after. These dark, evil critters, creatures, monsters within our systems. They've corrupted just about every bureaucratic and government system. And I say, it's not all, it's some. But this dark evilness we go after. And they will be punished. I thank each and every one that has handed me that full report. The Solidjagra Emperor has gratitude and appreciation every day I sit before, the populace and directing the divine energy and the divine truth out to each and every one. And that, as I say, that energy, that pure white light of truth energy flows out not just all over planet Earth, this planet, but beyond the universe and galaxies and beyond. Infinity and eternally. I'll do some quick cards now. We'll start off with the Angel Oracle number cards. We'll see where we sit. That was nearly a 30-minute, full report, speech, message to the people, because it's time to wake up. And what do I say? The great mass awakening, because it's unstoppable, inevitable, and irreversible. And we keep on pushing while directing our energy ahead, because we are in the future. To stamp this, and we're in the right timeline. I sit before you, in the right timeline And that is one fact we have no doubts with now. You have no doubts. And we have courage, you have honour, integrity, truth, trust in God. Universe works in mysterious ways. Well, all I can say, mass awakening should be well awake or on the way to awakeness, your higher consciousness. $11.22, that's your Jaguar Emperor. Again, your Solar Jaguar Emperor, calling upon everybody. A mass awakening, unstoppable, inevitable, irreversible. 11, destiny number, visionary. 22, master builder and master architect. Your system comes crumbling down. System comes crumbling down. Rebuild again. Lay down new foundations. The great shift. Personal growth, spiritual development and manifesting goals. Oneness, connection and completion. First, focus on the positive changes occurring due to your efforts. Then expand your horizons and permit yourself to try something new. So many positive shifts are in store for you. And this is what I'm saying. Get away from those negative and toxic people and you run with all the positive people. The world around you is changing in favour of, well, my intentions. Intent, pulse. (0404). Flow down. Balance, power, struggle, force, violence, hope, authority, ancestors, relentlessness, low vibrations. Get out of the low vibrations. And it's a warning. It's a warning. What I've just read to you, it's only the tip of the iceberg. And as you know, the iceberg underneath that water is 100 times bigger. Pay close attention to the people in your life, your surroundings, and your physical health. Don't freak out. It's just a warning to be careful and awake to avoid any further issues. Communicate clearly and keep healthy boundaries. The 555. This is the card I really wanted to draw. Change, encouragement, support, obstacle. Well, that's an obstacle, isn't it? That'd be an obstacle. Well, we're over that obstacle because now that's going to create change. Okay, one of my supporters or loyalists will run around with that now. And Lord, they should be launching legal action. I think it's beyond. I think we just need Thy Father's intervention now. Divine intervention. Because it's all divine timing now. We're in that divine timing. Things in life for your highest good, that is the why you've been looking for. Push through it. There's a reward waiting at the finish line. Big rewards for the good and the righteous, for the bad and evil. Severe punishment. There's the universe communicating there. 0110. That was the 555s, 555. Go after what you want. Unique. Inspiration. Talents, gifts, appreciation and gratitude. That's the one. That's what flows straight into what I've just been saying, doesn't it? Sitting on the bottom. You're blessed with talents and skills that makes it easy for you to stand out from the crowd. Embrace what makes you different. That's your path to success. Your dreams will soon come true because we are conquerors and it's unstoppable, inevitable, and irreversible. That is with the Jaguar gaze. Yes. Hey, people can run faster than those bad ones. They want to run faster than the Jaguar because the Jaguar is ready to pounce. Ready to pounce with this darkness. Enough. People are suffering, hurt, and it's time for us to all put a stop to the darkness once and for all and start healing. That healing process and progressing in prosperity. And we use the Royal Star, Antares, and planet Mars. They want to go against my energy. Good luck to them. Keep the full armour of God up. And as I said, this is very serious, immense and intense times we're in. That's why we've got all these gifts. That was the world card. I just saw the world card again. All right, what do we have? The Nine of Wands. Strength, compassion, completion, and no more suffering. Persistence, test of faith, resilience, boundaries, last stand, gearing up for the worst, pessimism, and this is the darkness last stand. And the Three of Wands, lovely Wands cards. Triplicity, expression, expansion of the idea, growth, first stages of completion. Preparation, progress, foresight, enterprise, expansion, and overseas opportunities. And then, of course, we got the Empress again, the lovely Empress. Abundance, nurturing, fertility, feminine, good parenting, development, accomplishment, growth, evolution, and action. Action. Excellent communication and creativity, someone who is generally optimistic. And it's a yes. We got 3 yes cards, so yes. Unstoppable, inevitable, and irreversible. Come a long way, haven't we? In such a short time. Probably 4 months, would it be? 4 months? And look how much dark and corruption and all this evilness has come out with the child trafficking, human trafficking, labour trafficking, Epstein files, and that other Jimmy Savile over in England, and Rolf Harris. There's all these evil pedophilia at the top of our, well, because they're elites, because it changed, because they control the money, and whoever controls the money, they put these evil bastards in at the top because they're more easier for the dark master puppeteer to control. And it's going to be very, very enlightening for many people on this great mass awakening. Truth, integrity, honour, and our ancestral spirits is pushing along big time. What do we have? Got the skill set again. We've got the skills. Truth and fairness once again. An alchemical force. It's all there. Skill, truth and fairness, and alchemical force. Abracadabra. Skill, truth and fairness. Alchemical force, 29, it's 11. Matches with my destiny number 11. We are a force because we are the reckoning. And we go after this darkness and evil with so much oomph. And I want to just be blunt. I've had enough. And I've been more than ready. I was born ready. And we go forward. And it is a call to arms. Arms against this darkness and evil. The great mass awakening, unstoppable, inevitable, irreversible. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. Spiritual Embassy, 4-T. Sanctuary and pursuit of truth. Take care, stay safe, and bye to each and all.